Jason, why do you believe Trump's nominating Congressman Tom Price for HHS
Well,
Secretary?
Dr. Price has been a fantastic advocate for repealing and replacing Obamacare. Each of the last several Congresses, he's introduced measures to do just that. In addition to Dr. Price for HHS Secretary, the President-elect has also put forward Seema Verma to run CMS, will be the administrator then overseeing that. And so this tag team duo in working in coordination with the Vice President-elect and with our congressional leaders in the House and Senate, we think we really can move forward on this pretty quick.
How quickly you think?
Well, it's one of the President-elect's...
Because it's unwieldy. I mean, well, Betsy McCoy walks around with the actual law in a binder, and and it really is. It's astonishing at how complicated...
It's like doing curls.
How it not only ripped up vast parts of one huge chunk of our economy, but how complicated it will be to undo.
And not only big and unwieldy, but also, as we're seeing this morning with the Gallup poll that's out, showing that 80% of people think they should either be scrapped or replaced or modified. But look, if you're one of the folks, one of the families who are getting these letters, these premium increases, or actual policy cancellations, this isn't some theoretical problem. And you know what? It's not even necessarily even people that are actually not just people on Obamacare. It's affecting all businesses and all health care, and that's part of the problem. It's absolutely driving our system down, so we have to move quick on it.
And Kellyanne Conway, when she first signed on the campaign, she was here in studio with Maria, and she knew early on that those premium increases, and I'll get to this photo in a second, these premium increases were going to be critical at helping win this election, not only for Donald Trump, but also people down ballot, like Ron Johnson in Wisconsin. But there's been so much, because she's been out in public really talking out against Mitt Romney as a potential Secretary of State pick, and there was so much written and talked about there's division within the transition team, and that there's fighting. But that photo that we just showed was a photo that Kellyanne tweeted last night saying, "Real Donald Trump and I working hard tonight. Thank you for your privilege. Thank you for the privilege of a lifetime." So was there ever any division at all? Like, did Donald Trump know exactly what she was going to say publicly before she said it?
Well, he definitely knew that she was going to go out and voice her opinion, because she called up and asked him if she could go out and have freedom to go and voice her opinion, and he said go for it. And I think that's one of the great things about this administration that's coming together, is the fact that you do have folks who are able to voice their opinion and speak freely with the President-elect. But the important part that a lot of folks aren't playing when they show the clip of Kellyanne from this weekend is that she followed up her statement by making clear, when the President-elect makes his decision and when he's finalized it, we're all behind it, we're all marching in the same direction. So obviously there have been a lot of names and put forward on the Secretary of State, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, Mitt Romney, who's having dinner with the President-elect this evening, Blake's package earlier when he's saying that the two don't really know each other that well or haven't spent that much time together is accurate, and I think this is another opportunity for them to do so. There are some other names that are in the mix, but as we're seeing with these cabinet selections so far, is that the President-elect is taking a very methodical, detailed process to figuring out who he wants in each of these key positions. And when he's made his decision, and he'll be the one that makes that ultimate decision, he'll let us know and move forward.
Well, there's no question Kellyanne voiced an opinion that many share out there today for a lot of reasons, either because of what Governor Romney said during the campaign and some of the harsh words and criticisms of President-elect Trump. We looked at the short list. We looked at the short list earlier. You're on the inside now. Who's the most qualified of that short list to become Secretary of State?
Has Donald Trump given you permission to speak out publicly on who's most qualified?
We'll keep it among ourselves. We won't share it with anyone. This could be an exclusive, give you an exclusive. I mean, that's what you do.
Please, feel free, Jason.
Well, I think here's what I can speak to, is the types of things that the President-elect is looking for. What he's looking for someone is who's going to be able to effectively articulate his foreign policy when they might be on the other side of the world. And you're going to be in rooms with foreign leaders. You need someone who you can trust. You need someone who shares your worldview and your viewpoint. And third, it's going to be someone who, when they're out there, that they can do a good job of speaking and representing the administration. And actually, and it's not just the administration, we're talking the entire country. And there's no place to hide when you're on the world stage.
But on that list, no one other than Mayor Giuliani has put his whole heart, life, and soul out for this president during this campaign. Of all those, he's probably been the most outspoken and loyal supporter.
I'm a big fan of the mayor's, and I worked on his 2008 presidential race.
I know you
so
did.
I know him quite well.
And can Donald Trump trust Mitt Romney, Tony Sieg?
Well, look, I think Donald Trump is going to make it clear that he's the boss. So Mitt Romney is going to have to be somebody who serves the agenda set forth by the president. But, Jason, I think what's making a lot of those on the right especially excited, especially after 8 years of the faculty lounge administration, academics, theoreticians, people who really haven't done very much, you now have the potential of General Mattis, you have General Flynn, potential of General Petraeus, you have Betsy DeVos, people who really know how to get things done. Mr. Price, a 20-year medical practitioner. Is that the theme? It seems like you have a lot of doers in this administration.
There are a lot of doers, and don't forget about South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who, again, as we talk about the president-elect being willing to reach out and bring folks together who maybe weren't with him in the primary, bringing on Governor Haley, who's doing a fantastic job with South Carolina to be our ambassador to the UN, shows that this president-elect really is worried about putting the country first, and he can put aside political differences.
Right, and
he's going to get the best people for each position.
Maybe there, because she backed Rubio and then Cruz before she backed Donald Trump and was critical of him, and now she's ambassador to the UN. I want to get your reaction to something that the president-elect was tweeting about earlier this morning. This is what Donald Trump tweeted: "Nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences, perhaps loss of citizenship or year in jail." Flag burning is protected under the First Amendment because of a Supreme Court decision, Texas v. Johnson, in the 80s, that Antonin Scalia was on the majority opinion. And that is someone that the president-elect holds out in very high regard, and he's a model of who might be on the court. Well, Justice Scalia said that's protected speech. What do you make of this?
I think that one of the great things about the president-elect is he's going to voice his opinion, and when he's has something to say, he's going to say it, and people are going to know it. And I think when we talk about something as fundamental as flag burning, it should be illegal. It's completely ridiculous. I mean,
the court says no, and even a justice who President Trump would hold out in the highest regard, somebody he would have nominated to the court, he would nominate again if Scalia was still alive, he says it's protected under the First Amendment.
Well, we obviously disagree on that issue. I think that it's something that should be illegal.
Is this a test for his SCOTUS pick, you think, Jason? Would this be a test for your SCOTUS pick? Do you think that flag burning is protected under the First Amendment? If I say yes, then you're not nominated to the court.
Well, I'm not going to go and put out conditions for the president-elect on who he's going to put out there, but I will say that I fully agree with him that flag burning should be illegal. It's disgusting, and I don't view it as free speech, and I don't think the president-elect views it as free speech either. And so we're going to disagree on that, but, you know, we're excited with how the administration's come together, and we think this is going to be a great day. And don't forget, we also have another cabinet selection that's coming early afternoon today as the president-elect continues to move forward. If you look back at where we are.
Wait, which one?
I would ruin the surprise.
No, tell us.
Stay tuned.
Come on, give us which one. Which cabinet position will it be? You don't have to tell us the name, but which cabinet position will they announce?
Transportation.
Oh.
So that'll be coming up early afternoon.
Okay.
Good.
So that's something to look forward to. And when you look at where this administration is compared to the last couple of administrations, we're way ahead of the pace. President-elect is doing a fantastic job of getting these people lined up and going through. Like I said, there's a very detailed process that he's going through, and when he's ready to make picks, I think this is going to be a big week. And also today, we also have additional members joining the transition team, some additional elected officials, be part of the people who are forming and framing this administration, some vice chairs and executive committee members. This is a really big day for the transition.
Who's Transportation Secretary?
You'll have to find out.
I tried.
Check your email.
You did.
Thank you. Jason Miller. Great to see you.